Yeah, coming off a good road weekend. All things considered, getting the win on Saturday was big for our program. I think for our guys, and played really well, and did play that poorly at Colorado. Considering without Noah, having him back, I think definitely gave us a lift. And going this week against two really physical, big teams from the Bay Area. Stanford was playing well before they went on pause there down in Hawaii. And Cal, a team that's, I think, their last 7 games been playing like a top 50 program. So really challenging week, and but be nice being home and hopefully stay on the schedule.
Jamie Vinnick, go ahead.
Coach, how's it going?
Great.
Good to hear. So I guess just in kind of, these crazy times, the first thing always got to be asked is, do you expect to have everyone for these games?
We are as close to healthy as I know. It feels like I walk into practice every day and I find out else otherwise. But right now, I think we're healthy.
Have you noticed just maybe in the last couple of days a bit of maybe I don't want to say a sense of relief, but a little more, of a relaxation, just in the sense of being able to kind of get the monkey off the back of the win at Utah?
For sure. I think we're still a somewhat fragile team in the sense that, we're sorting things out a little bit because you got 2 new guards, that I think have done a good job, but there's just hurdles they have to go through. And I think Mike now has kind of established himself as being kind of running the team. And I think that's helped us. He probably takes a little bit away from his efficiency and his scoring, but his ball handling and playmaking, I think, is making us better. And I think as that kind of keeps coming on, I think that hopefully we'll be a little better in close games and have a little better understanding of one another.
Not that he's ever necessarily lacking for confidence, but have you noticed Noah even a little more confident going into these games, just considering what he did to them last year?
I'm sure in the back of his mind he's doing that. I hadn't thought of it till now. I was like, what are you talking about? He said the guy's practiced twice since December 22nd. But yeah, he's probably, who knows? Knowing Noah, he's probably perked up. And I think that goes for any player, not just Noah. I think anytime you play well against a certain team, I feel that way when going against certain guys like who is it that always hurts us? I can't think. I was just thinking about we were just talking about the other day. I just feel like they're going to go in that game. It was Riley Batten against Utah. He always plays well against us, and he's not one of their main guys. It's like we just, he's going to have good vibes, and we did a good job on him. So I believe in that theory.
Stanford really turns the ball over a lot. Maybe a little uncharacteristic. It seems that outside of O'Connell, they have some problems just kind of taking care of the ball. Is there stuff that you would maybe implement to kind of, force them into turnovers, extra pressure, different defenses, or kind of stay par for the course?
I think stay par for the course. I think, they're just their talent lies in their front court. So their players, they're really big. They're one of the best rebounding teams in the country. So the flip side of that is usually your ball handling might be exposed a little bit, and it seems like that, but they're getting more comfortable too. I think Ingram's really asserted himself. He's a unique player. Kind of old school game, but he's a really good ball handler. He's 6'7", 6'8", 230, and kind of a guard, but can play really almost 1 through 5. And so I think the more he asserts himself as their leader of their team on that end of the floor, I think their ball handling numbers probably improve. Give O'Connell some relief there, but I think their talent's good. But I agree that they've struggled in that area, and hopefully we can exploit it some.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right.
Colton Clark, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how's it going?
Great.
This is kind of a 2-parter about Tyrell. Do you attribute kind of his turnaround to, you talked about a little bit, him not psyching himself out as much? And the second part of this is this kind of what you envisioned for him when you were recruiting him, kind of how he looked these past 2 games?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit. Nothing's really surprised me because I just think he had a layoff. It's almost like a junior college player in the sense that, when they transfer, I think you guys usually kick it in January, February into March. It usually takes that time. And I think he was definitely really ill. He was sick, and he has a really high expectation for himself. He said like he started where I think I talked with him. I hope that I like to think it helped. I said, look, man, you're doing well. Like our plus minus when you're on the floor is good, and you haven't shot the ball as well as we know you can. I said, that's just gravy. If you shoot it well, then we might be able to really separate from people. But don't worry about it. You're doing good. He doesn't know. It's like, he's used to winning every game. They went 30-1 his last spot, and he shot the ball really well. I was like, you're going to be fine. And he played with that kind of verve that we expect and saw. So hopefully he's got something go in that direction. But, the scout will change. He'll be sitting on a little more, and he'll have to adjust.
Do you have a guy right now who you'd want to have the ball in a kind of crunch time game-winning situation?
I think Mike would be the guy that can, because he's our best passer, really. He's our best, can find someone, and he can make a shot. So he can find those guys, and if we need, in certain situations, we have Noah where he's our quickest guy and can get to the rim, and if we need to draw a foul, put the kind of pressure on the defense, and he's a good passer too. But I think Mike would be, he's just calm. He's going to be calm in those situations, and hopefully get us a good shot. And but it's an area that we need to improve on, obviously, when we get to close games and execute. We've ran some good stuff and got some good shots in those situations. Not always, but we've done, and we haven't, just got to make them.
Is there anyone right now who you think's kind of, playing exceptionally well, but it's maybe not standing out as much to fans, or somebody who's showing up more on the plus minus who maybe is a little bit up the radar?
FA had a really good weekend. And like I said, the expectations, we're a better team, I think, just by all metrics. And I think everyone expected where FA took off last year, early in the season. We were playing some lower ranked teams, and then it struggled a little in Pac-12 and expect a big bump. He is a much better offensive player. I think he's leading the Pac-12 in 2-point field goal percentage. If not, he shoots 70% from two, doesn't turn it over. I think he's 10 assists, 15 turnovers. I think he was 7 assists all last year. So it's the conditioning and, the health of him being able to play more minutes, but he's become a much, much better offensive player. And, we still got to get him better one-on-one defender.
We've seen some games where Deshaun played, limited minutes, 8 to 10, and a little bit of small ball, I think, here and there. But are you still figuring the front court out a little bit, or is that kind of what you want to see? Or is Deshaun still work his way back in?
I think it's matchups. I think who we're playing. I think we need Deshaun in a big way this weekend because you've got big bodies. I mean, like Keith, what's the Lithuanian kid? Plus, they got a French kid. And then there are other guys by. So you'll need big body. They're one of the best rebounding teams. I think Cal is very strong. They're going to try to push us around, and they got the bodies to do it too with Kelly and Tiemann, and Anasevich is strong, and they're big, and so we need Deshaun. But we did playing Mo at center some, and really Andre and DJ have been playing great. And so that lineup's gives us some flexibility to play both really big and kind of, we're not small with DJ and Andre at the forwards, but and we're very skillful because they can really stretch the floor. So that's been kind of, we've been better off. We're better offensively probably with those guys out there, and we're not giving up too much defensively.
Last thing for you, who would you say has shown you the most development in their maturity and on-court abilities since the start of the season?
Without a doubt, and it's odd, I didn't expect this, is Mike Flowers, where he's come from June till now. And we knew he came in as a scorer, like the 12th best scorer, but he's much more than that, and he keeps growing. He's got a really growth mindset, as you'd call it, and he's really become better defender. He's taken on the job being our top distributor, passer, and getting the pick and roll. So he's in kind of right now, if he can keep going that, like I said, giving up some of his game for others, that's going to make us the best we can be, I think.